We are going to learn how to play Part 2 to Sally Lou Bell. If you chose this as your video for today, you are going to return to Part 2 to remind yourself of how to play this for your assessment. Remember, if you decide to play Part 2, you are only going to be playing what is in this video. So before we go over this, let's look at some of the words that are in our song. In Part 2, the words to the line are Ride Sally, Wane Sally, Warm up with some cocoa Sally. So the word wane means to slow down or to progressively come to a stop. So Sally has to prepare herself to stop before she gets to the front steps of her house. And we learned about this in the history portion, that she is sliding down a big hill in her front yard that goes to her front porch. Okay, so when it says wane Sally, that means Sally has to slow down before she gets to the actual front steps, before she could bump into it and get hurt. So when we learn about Part 2, you are listening to this part of the song. It sounds like this. So that is the entire part of Part 2. That includes all of the words Ride Sally, Wane Sally, Warm up with some cocoa Sally. That is the part that we are focusing on. If you chose this, that's all that you're going to play for your assessment. If we look at the music for Part 2, we see here are the two measures that we're looking at. Follow along with the two measures with the words as I play the melody. Here's what it sounds like, starting with Ride Sally. So we know that when we go to play, we are playing with our right hand, and we are playing with our pinky for G and our middle finger for E. That's it. Those are the only two fingers that we are using. And if you look at the screen, we're going to see what we have to play in the first measure. We have the first 4 heartbeats, and the first 2 beats of Ride Sally. What we have there is ride is a G on the staff on the second line. So that G in your right hand is going to be played by your pinky, and it's a quarter note, so you'll just go ride. You'll only play it once. We see Sally is on our E key on our keyboard, and we will use our right hand middle finger to play with that part of the song. So you will play it right here with your middle finger, Sally, and you'll play it twice because it's an 8th note. You have 2 8th notes there. Okay, so the first 2 beats sound like this. So you're going to take your right hand and go pinky, middle, middle, or G, E, E, and you're going to play the G key and the E key. So you'll play Ride Sally. Okay, and beats 3 and 4 of the first measure are the same. So it's going to be the same exact pattern. You're going to go Wane Sally, or G, E, E, G, E, E. So you're going to take your pinky and your thumb and play that. Wane Sally. That's the first measure. So the whole first measure sounds like this. Ride Sally, Wane Sally. Or if you want to practice it with the note names, it sounds like this. G, E, E, G, E, E. Okay, that's the whole first measure of Part 2. Now if we look at the screen and look at the second measure, we have Warm up with some cocoa Sally. So we have G and E, and we go back and forth just like we did in the first measure, except for we have all 8th notes. So you're going to go warm up with some. Those are the first 2 beats. G, G, E, E. You're going to go G, G, E, E with your pinky for G and your middle finger for E. Okay, so you'll go G, G, E, E, or and then you'll play the last two beats. We know that the first two are G, G, E, E, and the last two beats in there, beats 3 and 4, are going to be the same. G, G, E, E, and you're going to play them still with your right hand, pinky, and middle finger. Okay? So if you need to go back to this video to rewind it, to practice it, feel free to. You can stop it, pause it at any time. So part 2, here's what the entire second measure of part 2 sounds like. That was warm up with some Cocoa Sally. Okay, here is what the entire part 2 sounds like. Here's what the entire part 2 sounds like. Starting with ride. If you have to, feel free to come back to this video to practice, and you can stop and start it however many times that you need. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call.